Welcome, dear listeners, to another episode of Gaming Chronicles, where we explore the stories behind the most influential names in the gaming industry. Today we're focusing on a titan that has shaped the gaming landscape for decades: Electronic Arts, better known as EA. This company has been a powerhouse, delivering some of the most iconic game franchises that have not only entertained us, but also pushed the boundaries of what's possible in gaming. Let's kick things off with a franchise that has become synonymous with soccer for many gamers around the world, the FIFA series. Since its inception in 1993, FIFA has stood as the undisputed king of soccer games. What set FIFA apart early on was its pioneering use of official team and player licenses. This meant that players could take control of their favorite real-world teams and athletes, bringing an unparalleled level of authenticity to the virtual pitch. But EA didn't stop there. They introduced the Ultimate Team mode, a game-changing addition that allowed players to build their dream teams by collecting player cards and competing online. This mode tapped into the collectible and competitive nature of players, creating an experience that was engaging and, for some, wonderfully addictive. An Ultimate Team became so popular that it influenced other sports games to incorporate similar features, showcasing EA's ability to innovate within established genres. Switching gears from the soccer field to the realm of life simulation, we arrive at The Sims. Described by some as a digital dollhouse but way deeper, The Sims offered players an unprecedented level of creative freedom. Developed by Maxis and released under EA, The Sims allowed players to create and control virtual people, known as Sims, building their houses, guiding their careers, and shaping their relationships. It wasn't just about managing life, it was about creating stories. The depth of The Sims came from its open-ended gameplay. Players could pursue careers, form families, or even cause a bit of mischief. The game became a sandbox for storytelling and exploration of social dynamics. An article in The Guardian once noted, "The Sims lets players explore the complexity of human relationships and personal ambition in a way that few games ever have." It's this depth and freedom that have kept The Sims relevant across multiple installments and expansions. From the personal to the epic, we venture into the Battlefield series. Battlefield distinguished itself with large-scale warfare featuring massive maps, vehicular combat, and destructible environments. The series emphasized teamwork and strategy over individual prowess. In Battlefield, taking down an enemy was often a coordinated effort, and victories felt earned. One of the standout features was the game's Levolution mechanic, where players could trigger events that drastically altered the battlefield, think collapsing skyscrapers or flooding city streets. These dynamic environments added an extra layer of strategy and excitement. A reviewer from IGN highlighted this by stating, "Battlefield's embrace of environmental destruction and large-scale multiplayer battles sets it apart as a visceral and unpredictable experience." The series has carved out its own niche in the first-person shooter genre, offering something distinct from its competitors. Now, let's journey to the stars with Mass Effect, a franchise that redefined narrative-driven gameplay. Developed by BioWare and published by EA, Mass Effect placed players in the role of Commander Shepard, tasked with saving the galaxy from an ancient threat known as the Reapers. But what truly set Mass Effect apart was the emphasis on player choice. Every decision made by the player could have far-reaching consequences, affecting relationships, alliances, and even the fate of entire species. The characters were richly developed, each with their own backstories and motivations. The depth of storytelling prompted Forbes to comment, "Mass Effect isn't just a game, it's an exploration of what it means to make impossible choices with no clear right or wrong answers." Mass Effect proved that gamers were ready for complex narratives and moral ambiguity. It wasn't just about blasting through enemies. It was about engaging with a living, breathing universe where your actions held weight. Speaking of innovation, Apex Legends burst onto the scene in 2019, offering a fresh take on the battle royale genre. Developed by Respawn Entertainment and published by EA, Apex Legends introduced a hero-based system where each character, or legend, had unique abilities that could turn the tide of battle. The game's innovative ping system allowed for seamless non-verbal communication between teammates, revolutionizing how players coordinate in online games. Apex Legends emphasized teamwork and strategic combat, differentiating itself from other games in the genre. As Polygon noted, Apex Legends succeeds by fostering cooperation in a genre that often feels isolated. The game's fluid movement mechanics and fast-paced gameplay kept players engaged and coming back for more. On a darker note, Dead Space took players into the depths of survival horror. Released in 2008, Dead Space placed players in the shoes of Isaac Clarke, an engineer trapped on a space mining ship overrun by terrifying creatures known as necromorphs. The game introduced a dismemberment system, encouraging players to strategically sever the limbs of enemies rather than going for traditional headshots. The atmosphere was oppressive and unnerving, with sound design that played tricks on the player's mind. Dead Space pushed the boundaries of the horror genre in gaming. As GameSpot aptly put it, Dead Space is a terrifying experience that will haunt you even after you've put the controller down. It wasn't just about jump scares, it was about building a persistent sense of dread. Returning to the realm of epic fantasy, Dragon Age offered players a world rich with political intrigue and complex characters. In other words, another masterpiece from BioWare, Dragon Age placed a strong focus on choices with significant impact. Players could shape the world of Thedas through their actions, affecting everything from local politics to international conflicts. The game's narrative depth was matched by its robust character development. Companions had their own stories and could be influenced, forming deep bonds or rivalries with the player character. Dragon Age showcased BioWare's strength in creating compelling RPGs that valued player agency. PC Gamer highlighted this by stating, "Dragon Age combines a rich world with complex moral choices, making every playthrough a unique experience. For fans of racing, Need for Speed has been a staple in the gaming world. Since 1994, the series has evolved from arcade-style racing to incorporating more realistic simulations. What has remained constant is the thrill of high-speed driving and the exhilaration of evading the law or competing in intense races. The customization options and variety of vehicles have kept the series fresh." An article in Car and Driver praised the series, saying Need for Speed captures the essence of street racing culture with style and adrenaline. Shifting to a galaxy far, far away, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order marked a significant moment for EA. After facing criticism for heavy use of microtransactions and a lack of single-player content in previous Star Wars titles, Fallen Order delivered an engaging single-player experience. Developed by Respawn Entertainment, the game followed Cal Kestis, a Jedi Padawan on the run from the Empire. The game combined challenging combat reminiscent of Dark Souls with exploration elements inspired by Metroidvania titles. The storytelling was compelling, fitting seamlessly into the Star Wars canon. IGN praised the game, stating, "Fallen Order is a fantastic action-adventure game that tells a memorable Star Wars story of its own." Now let's talk about Madden NFL, a franchise that has become an institution in its own right. Since 1988, Madden NFL has been the go-to game for American football enthusiasts. The series is lauded for its authenticity, capturing the nuances of the sport with ever-increasing realism. The Madden Curse, a superstition that claims players featured on the game's cover are doomed to experience a decline in performance or injury, has become part of sports folklore. Madden's impact extends beyond gaming. It has influenced how fans understand and engage with the sport. As ESPN reported, Madden NFL has become a cultural touchstone, bridging the gap between sports and gaming in a way few franchises have. While these franchises have cemented EA's legacy, there are honorable mentions that, despite not cracking the top 10, have left their mark. Titanfall 2, for instance, received critical acclaim for its innovative gameplay mechanics and compelling single-player campaign. Despite this, it struggled commercially, perhaps due to its release timing between two major shooters. Anthem, another ambitious project, aimed to create a new universe with dynamic gameplay. Although it faced significant challenges and criticism, it represented EA's willingness to invest in new IPs. The Skate series also deserves recognition for its realistic portrayal of skateboarding and its impact on sports games. EA can continue to create games that captivate and inspire players around the globe. Thank you for joining me on this journey through EA's legacy. It's been a fascinating exploration of how one company can shape the experiences of so many gamers. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe and share it with your friends. Until next time, keep playing and stay curious.